Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again. We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Hi, I'm Sam from Adventures in Crafting. I'm a craft and crochet teacher based in Tring in Hertfordshire. Since lockdown, I've moved all of my classes onto Zoom, so I now have customers from all over the country. I teach lots of crafts, but crochet is my specialism. I became passionate about crochet when I was pregnant with my fourth child and in desperate need of some me time. Crochet became my sanctuary and I've crocheted every day since then. I'm a qualified teacher, and 8 years ago I began teaching crochet. I love sharing my passion with other people. I design patterns, sell kits and teach lots of classes. My classes range from beginners to next steps, specific makes and clubs. I also like to design crochet alongs. My most recent one was my autumn granny square crochet along, which resulted in me designing this allotment jumper, which I love to wear when I'm out gardening and looking after my chickens. My crochet tip for you is to enjoy it. Crochet should be about taking part in a hobby that brings you pleasure. My claim to fame is that I met Kirsty Allsop at the Handmade Fair and I gave her one of my crochet sunflower brooches. I'm so excited to be taking part in Yarn Lane and I hope you'll enjoy my demonstrations.
Rebecca Reed just said to me, when you go out in that, John, don't wear that shirt underneath it. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't wear this one, but it's just a quick change. Anyway, good afternoon. Welcome to Yarn Lane. If you've never met us before, we are the only dedicated shopping channel in the UK. No, the only shopping channel in the UK totally and utterly dedicated to everything yarn. Today, we're doing crochet with a butterfly top with Sam. But before I do that, before I do that, I've got to take you to the website. www.yarnlane.com. Click on Watch the Show Live. You can scroll down and everything we have on today's show is there on pre-order. So whether you want the butterfly, peacock, chalk hill, tortoiseshell or meadow, then they are there. The kits are there ready. All you need, everything is in there apart from a crochet hook, and you need a size 4mm, which is there. But let's do two of the most popular Yarn Lane loves that we've ever done, right? Yeah, let's do this then. Right, you need both of these together really, but this is so clever because when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, they've just got the, they were just going to sell the kiddies play mat, you know, that you put in their playroom. Oh no, they've already called it a lace blocking mat. Basically, you get 9 mats in here, and you can put them together to as big or as small as you need, right? And look at this, right? They fit together really, really easily. So if you want to block a shawl, or maybe the whole of this, so if you're doing a whole piece, I'm not going to do all of them, but they fit together like that. And then this is your blocking mat. The blocking mat goes there. So you've got 9 squares in total. There you go. So let's say we're making a shawl that's this big, a little wrap shawl, right? They're 12 by 12 each. You get 23.99. You get 9 of them, right? Which will make 36 by 36. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 36 by 36, won't it? If it's a big square, if you make a big square out of it. Now, that's a mat that you want to block on. I love these. Now, before I open the box, I want to say keep these away from children because they are sharp. These are your knit blockers, but look, they're in rainbow tones. We love them. Now, look, you see, so what you'll do is now these are sharp here, so please be careful. So if you're blocking your shawl out, you spritzer it, right? And then you literally can just pin it out around the edges like that if you need to. And then if you've got little sleeves or little bits or little points, you can just use come on. Look. And so you can just block your whole of your shawl or your big, if you're doing big granny squares, if you're doing block of the month, say you're doing Wendy's block of the month, that would be that big, wouldn't it, you see? You can make it that big and then you can just block it out if you need to. Leave it to dry and there's your block blocked. I think these are fantastic. I love them. When I did these the first time, they completely and utterly sold out. Rebecca Reed ordered more in for us and I just happened to have them today. She's a bit jealous because she wanted to do these. But there you go. That goes. The thing is, this little holder, it's got ridges on it so they can all sit nicely so you know that you've got them all back and you're not going to be missing any. And there's foam in the bottom of the box so you can keep them nice and sharp and safe in there. Of course, it's going to take me forever to do that now. And how much are they? $15.99. Oh, which one? These have sold out. The rainbow prongs have sold out. That's how quick you have to be. You can still get the blocking mat though. If you want the blocking mat, you can still get the blocking mat. Sold out. But the blocking mat is still available there. And the blocking mat is $23.99. Right, I'll put that away because not everybody wants to do a big one like that. If you're just doing a little project, or not say a small project, but a 12 by 12, I'd say, then there's another, I'll just put that there. There's another blocking mat. I'm not going to get all of this one out. But look, it's a lovely wooden block, this one. You get 12 pins, but look, that if you're doing granny squares or octagons, if you want to do octagons, you could use this because you've got your 12 pegs there. You've got all your holes to mark out there. Spritzer it down, put it down. Just put that through each of the corners or of your hexes or your squares, whatever. And do the same thing. Let it dry. And once they're dry, you undo the pins and it's been blocked for you. £27.99. Made of beech wood, I'm imagining. Oh. Millwood normally are beech wood, aren't they? Doesn't say on this one. I'm guessing it's beech wood. 12 inches by 12 inches. It's a favourite. You always love this. These always sell out whenever these come in. This one hasn't been a Yarn Lane loves. This was just Rebecca Reed loves this one. Got a Fifu. Lovely quality board, well packaged and well made and ideal for blocking my crochet squares. Sent from Sue in Essex. And Anne says very quickly, I can't explain how wonderful the blocking boards are. Anne in Greater London. Fantastic. Right, I want to get on because we've got lots to show you today. Right, Sam Sabido's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
I love your top.
Thank you.
Now, you see, I said, when we said on Facebook I was going to be wearing one, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to be wearing hers because that's what normally happens. You bring yours in.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, you're wearing a different top. It's not. It's the same.
It's the
but
same,
different.
Same design, different colourways, but it's a jump. This one's a jumper, obviously,
I love
and yours
it.
is a cardigan. But the pattern involves the instructions for both things, so you can make a choice.
So if I buy any
so
of these,
it's the same pattern, same kit, yeah.
And yours looks a little bit shorter than mine. Is that?
Yes, I'll explain a bit more about that, but that's because mine's a different size. But
Oh, okay.
You can make them longer if you like. You can easily
Okay,
adjust
because I just think a lot of our ladies might not want a line cutting them
exactly,
across there.
Yeah, depends what you're wearing with it.
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
it?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
So.
But I love it. I love
Thank
this.
you.
But I also think that
Yeah,
is
I
just
was really pleased with
gorgeous,
this
isn't it?
colourway, and yeah.
Right, four colourways, and they're all named after butterflies, right? So I'm either gonna start at that end, Cat, or this end. Which one do you want to go through first? My end. So I'm gonna do tortoiseshell first, which is this beautiful colourway behind me here. It's got a biscuit, it's got a sage, it's got a lime, and it's got a tan, I'd say, in there. Paul's just bringing the camera around now. While he's doing the camera, I'll show you what you get in the bag. Yours will arrive in one of these lovely bags, and you get. Oh, now. I've got to think, we've never had this yarn before.
No, new to me and new to you.
New to me, new to you.
I love it.
100%. As soon as you touch it, as soon as you put
so
a hand in the
lovely.
bag. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, Paul. That was lovely, that picture. Right, so you get. Oh, hang on. Oh, buttons.
Yeah.
Get your buttons in there as well. And your instructions, a full set of instructions you get there. And now you get. Oh, have they got names or not? No.
I can tell you them. I can remember. That was lime. You're quite right.
Lime,
Yeah.
right?
That's sage. You're
Oh, you
quite
see, I was
right.
quite good at this.
That's beige.
Beige, I hate that word. And then
Sand. That one's
sand,
called.
there you go. How do you know the names then?
I just know them off by heart from working with them, but they've got product numbers on that would line up with.
Right,
the
now
names
just
if
tell me
you-
what it is. It's cotton.
100% cotton. It's James C. Brett is the brand, and it's a new range of cotton. It's absolutely lovely. So it's gorgeous to work with, and everyone that made me a sample just couldn't get over how lovely it was
Okay,
to
who
work
made this
with.
one then?
Claire made that one.
Claire, have a look at Claire's. There's Claire's.
peak,
Now, it's
tortoiseshell.
100% cotton, 215 metres on each ball. It says you need to wash it in a cool wash 30 degrees.
Okay, yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
that's what it says
New
on here.
information to me. I haven't got
That's
that
what it
far.
says on here.
yeah. So hand wash or a cool wash, like a
Yes.
delicate wash
Yeah.
like you would for your world.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that one there, third of the stock of those have just flown into, third of the stock's gone. And people are multi-buying. People are multi-buying. Now, we'll go through the sizes in a minute,
Yes.
but that's enough to do.
That is enough to do the largest one.
Yep.
And I had yarn left over, so you could go larger too, which I'll talk about in a minute.
Okay, perfect.
So
But
that's
also-
the one that John's wearing.
Yeah. Oh, that's this one.
So that's a lot. I've called that extra large, and I would say it goes up to about a lady's 22, 24.
Okay, perfect.
So
And if you got a little bit left over, but it means if you make the smaller one, you'll have an awful lot left over.
if you make the smaller one, you'll have a lot left over. And so if each of the display samples are different sizes.
Right.
So the tortoiseshell is how the medium comes out,
Right.
which is about a 12, 14.
Lovely. Well, now while we're talking about it, let's talk about mine now. Mine's the most popular. Half the stock has gone. It's Meadow, this one's called. Meadow, so that's the one I'm wearing. These colours are beautiful, look. You get now. Are all the buttons all the same?
They're all the same. 3 wooden buttons
The
at
3
15
wooden buttons.
millimetres.
Perfect. Instructions, which we'll go through when Sam starts crocheting it. Right.
Blue. That one's just called blue.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, blue. That one's blue. This one's purple.
That's right. Yeah.
No, it's not,
It
is it?
is. Sage again.
Oh, sage again.
Yeah. Light blue.
No, they've not been very exciting with their colour names, have they? Anyway, that will make this one. Oh, there you go. There you
Bit
go.
like a
Oh,
butterfly there.
it's a memo, whatever it's called. A meme. Anyway, isn't it lovely? Now, there are hexy shapes, aren't they? in
Yes,
there? We
that's
will get on
right.
with the crochet. Once I've done all this, I'll just let Sam run free and tell you how to make them. This one is incredibly, incredibly popular. Now, my favourite is yours,
Okay.
which is called Chalk
Yeah.
Hill. And that's the name of a butterfly, is it?
Yes, yes. So all of the names of the kits are taken from butterfly names.
But is
Yeah.
it dark blue and beige then, the butterfly?
It's got some beige and browns in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Not third of the stock of these
I
have gone.
struggled to find ones that were exactly the same colours as
Yeah.
the butterflies.
Okay,
they're
right.
named
Hang on a
after,
sec.
but
We're going to have fun with this one then. So I've got dark blue. Was it called navy?
Navy.
Again, you get the buttons. Right, so you get navy.
Yeah. So 4 of the main colour, which is the navy.
Yeah. And then you get
Sand.
sand,
White.
White.
Yeah. And silver.
silver.
Yeah.
And you get enough in there to make the biggest one at this size
Yeah.
and have lots left over.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at Sam's that she's wearing it now. There she is. Look, I think that's lovely. And now that's the jumper version.
This is the jumper version. So the pattern includes instructions to turn it into a jumper or a cardigan like
I
John's
think,
wearing.
You see, I think making an extra large size, but for somebody skinny, it's going to look like almost like a catwalk, you know, like a kind of drape.
Yeah, so
really,
you can choose the fit as
like
well.
your daughter,
yeah.
I'm talking about your daughter,
Yeah, exactly.
look lovely
She
and
was,
draped in
yeah,
and everything.
absolutely.
And rather than doing it fitted and everything.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, it's Peacock, which is the one on the mannequin over there. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Can you just move to your side one little bit? Get out of the shot. That's it. There you go. Okay, that one's Peacock. Now, so you've got... so you can go back in now.
Go back.
Oh, these are lovely colours. These are like jewelled colours, these ones. So I've got this colour.
Yeah, so silver.
Oh, silver, yeah. Silver. Then I've got lime.
Yes.
Then I've got rose.
Light pink.
Oh, light pink. And then I've got lemon.
Yellow, yeah.
We'll
I
have
think
to have a
it's
word.
yellow rather than lemon.
It's beautiful quality. That's lovely. I love the colours of those. Now, why have you called it a peacock top then?
Just because it's colourful. I thought the peacock butterfly is colourful.
Okay,
Not
and
the
why
same
is it called a
colours.
butterfly then?
Because of the shape of the top. So you make it all in one piece. I'll show you a photograph
Okay, we can
later.
start now. So
okay.
Right, Yvonne's just messaging going, John, your button's popped open. Who dressed you? No, I think they're... Oh, your task. Okay. Nobody dressed me. I just do it very quickly. Right. Right, I'll let you go now because
Okay.
you've got a lot to tell us.
All right. So as I said, in the pattern, the instructions are included to make it as a jumper or a cardigan. So that's
Right.
the first decision to make when you get your kit.
Yeah.
It's designed to be quite close fitting, and it is designed to be quite short because I wanted something that was like a shrug.
Yes.
So I've got this blue maxi dress and I wanted something to go over the top of it. And that's why I've designed it like that. However, it's easily adjusted to make it longer.
Right.
So if, as John said, you want one that goes a bit further down, it's really easy
I
to
just
do
know
that.
from styling my ladies, the bits
Exactly.
they don't like are the tops of their
Yeah.
arms and that waistline bit. No matter what shape they are
Yeah.
or size they are or anything
Yeah.
like that, they don't always
Exactly.
like. You see, it looks really, really
It depends what
stylish.
you're wearing it
Yes,
with.
yeah.
So I'm a large lady, but I'm really...
Voluptuous is the word, not large, voluptuous.
Yes, well, and and it's nice with my maxi dress, I think.
yeah,
As
yeah.
I say, that's
No,
what I
it's
wanted it
lovely,
for.
yeah.
And so something like, maybe if you wore it over a tunic, equally, something longer, or a different type of dress.
Yeah.
But again, with jeans, I would definitely want the longer
Yeah,
one.
because if you're going to have
Yeah.
your waistline of your jean there and then the
Exactly.
top of that there, you're going to get
Yeah.
your midriff, aren't you?
Yeah,
so?
and with that one does sit lower on
Yes,
me, the one
yeah.
that you've got there.
Yeah.
So first decision when you look at the pattern is whether you want it to be a jumper or a cardigan. Then you need to decide what size to make. So on the first page, I've described 4 ladies' sizes in terms of measurements. So you can choose whether you want to make small, medium, large or extra large. And that would depend partly on the fit, on how you want it to fit you.
Yeah.
So do you want it close fitting? Do you want it long? Do you want it shorter?
Yeah.
So I would suggest measuring yourself before you start making it if it's for you. And just, you might think, well, I normally wear a size 12, but I actually want it a bit looser or a bit tighter. So you can play about with that. And like I say, with the length, it's really easy just to make extra hexagons to make it longer. So don't be put off by that.
Yeah.
And you will have loads of yarn left over. So.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Well, one thing we didn't do a shout out for all the other makers.
No, good
So
point.
that one was made
That was
by
Claire.
Yeah, this one.
That was actually me.
Oh, okay. The one
This
you're
was me
wearing.
as well.
Okay, and the one behind
And the
you.
peacock was my friend Sam.
Okay, because we have to say thank you to
Thank
them all
you
for
very
making
much,
because
ladies,
otherwise
yeah.
you wouldn't have all your samples.
No,
to show.
exactly. It's great to have them and in all the sizes as well, how
Exactly.
they come out. And I made 2. It's interesting that you're saying that people are buying multiple.
Well, I've got to tell you that Lindsay said, this is too gorgeous to resist. I've just ordered the one you're wearing. That's from
Brilliant.
Lindsay. Buttons are not aligned properly. You're dressing like my grandson. Oh, is
it's
it
probably
me?
me.
Oh, I haven't put it through the button.
Yeah.
I'm going to open it anyway.
Leave it for
Right.
now.
Okay, the one you're wearing has now jumped into the lead.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay,
brilliant.
carry on.
Yeah, so I mean, because you've got the flexibility in the pattern to make a jumper or a cardigan, I was really keen to make a second one for myself.
Of course,
in a
yeah.
jumper shape. So I was like, I'm going to squeeze it in
Or is
time-wise.
it because I said to you on Facebook, which one am I wearing? You've gone, oh no.
No,
I haven't got one
honestly,
for
no, I was
after
already
Christmas."
making that one by now, by then.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get on. So it's made, you've got mainly hexagons. So there's lots of hexagons to make, but not as many if you've bought from Yarn Lane the granny square jumper or cardigan. It's a quicker make than
Right.
that. So it's mainly hexagon shapes, like so.
Okay.
But you've also got some other shapes. you've got a 3/4 hexagon.
Oh.
And then you've got a half hexagon and a triangle, which I'll get out in a minute. So, but it's mainly hexagons. So what you do is you make all of them. If you're organised, you sew your ends in, but I didn't with my first. I sewed all in at the end, which is a bit of a overwhelming.
Oh, so what you're saying, sew your ends in as you go.
Yeah, exactly. Or do it all at the end, which is fine.
Yeah.
Then you look at the layout, and you've got 2 layouts in here. You've got one for a cardigan.
Right.
And then you've got one for a jumper.
Right.
So if you've chosen which one you want to make, and you can see when it's laid out,
Looks like a space
you
invader.
make it all in one piece, and then you just fold it up and join it together. And that's where my butterfly inspiration came from.
Oh, okay then. Yeah,
'Cause it's
butterfly, not space invader.
It looks quite wingy when it's first laid out. I mean, it looks more wingy in real life. But if you're wanting to make it longer, here's where you add the extra hexagons. So the front and the back.
Okay,
so just
perfect.
at the bottom there.
Yep.
And then just to show you, also there's lots of photographs in there, but that's what it looked like, my one that you're wearing when it was laid out before I folded it in half and assembled it. So that's what you're working towards. So if I go through...
Yeah, no, you carry on. I was going to ask something, but I've forgotten now. But
so if I go through, hook size, I worked with a 4mm.
Yeah, we've got those available on the
for
website.
every single size. And so what will happen is you adjust the size, you adjust your hexagon according to what size you want to make.
Right.
So for the smaller hexagon, for the smaller size, sorry, I've got one in here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, here it is. For the small, gosh, you can see the difference here. Look.
Right.
For the smallest size, you just do 3 rounds.
Right.
And actually, this is a little bit smaller. For the next size up, you do an extra round, 4 rounds.
Right.
But what the 4th one is in half trebles.
Right.
For the next size, you do another set of rounds.
Right.
And for the final size, you can see it's the size of the hexagon that alters the size of the top.
Of course, yeah.
So what you need to do when you've decided what size you want to make, it also explains in the pattern how you then decide what colourways to use for your hexagons.
Right.
So that's all in there in the first 2 pages.
So this one, for example, was a medium, you say?
Yes, that's right.
That hasn't got the biggest hexes in it then, has it not?
No, it hasn't.
So
that's
you only
right.
have to make up to a certain size.
Exactly. So the one you're wearing's got the biggest hexagons in it,
all
which
right,
are
thanks,
5 rounds.
Yeah. So these are big, but those on that one and that one, the actual hexes
The
are
actual
small.
hexagons are smaller.
Yeah.
So when it comes to sizing, if you look at the measurements in my size chart and you think, oh, well, actually, I would want to make the medium, but I actually want it a bit smaller than that, but not as small as the small.
Yeah.
Go down a hook size and make the medium one.
Okay.
So you can also alter again. And if you're, if the extra large you want, I want it a little bit bigger again, you could go up half a hook size.
Oh, okay. So go to
play
4.5.
about.
A 4.5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just
And there'll be enough yarn to go
Yes,
up,
but I wouldn't go up any higher just in case you run out.
Okay.
But yeah, there is yarn left over with the extra large
Brilliant.
as well. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through how to make the hexagon now.
Lovely.
So as I said, in the pattern, you've got the colourways described. So you can use that as a guide. Let's start with the green for this one.
So which one are you working with? Peacock?
These are the peacock
Yeah, that's
colours,
fine.
yeah. So you're going to start with a chain 4. So you put your slip knot on your hook.
Oh, hang on. There we go.
There we are.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay, let's move. And then you chain 4 in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, just move to your right just a tiny
sorry.
bit for me. Thank you. Brilliant.
Okay, so you've got your chain of 4.
Yeah.
And then you're going to make a slip stitch in the very first chain that you made, which is the one next to the knot. So just put your hook underneath the top loop of that first chain, grab your yarn and put it through that loop and the loop on your hook. So you've got a tiny little circle.
Yeah.
We're getting used to from granny squares. So if you've done granny squares and you're looking for a new challenge, this is a really good next step up. So then you chain 3 in the air, and that's your first pretend treble. And then into this little circle that you've made, you're going to put a treble.
Right into the middle?
Right into the middle of it. So find the middle of it. If you think you might lose sight of the middle of it, put a stitch marker in, because sometimes when people start working, it's a bit confusing as to where the actual centre is. And we're going to make a lot of stitches in there.
Yeah.
So yarn over, into there, pull back through, because I'm going to make 1 treble. So I've got 3 loops on my hook, yarn over through 2 of them, yarn over through the next 2.
Yeah.
So at the moment I've got the chain 3 and 1 treble. Then you chain 2 in the air, and that's going to make a corner space.
Right.
And then you're going back into this ring and making another 2 trebles. So I like to work around the chain and the tail, because that means once I've made all my stitches around both the chain and the tail, I can pull the tail to tighten it.
Okay.
And it means there's a very small hole in the middle.
Yeah.
So 2 trebles in there. And then you're going to do another chain 2.
So you're making corners quite quickly then,
exactly.
aren't you?
So I've got, at the moment I've got, hang on,
No.
move them next to each other. I've got a group of 2, a chain 2, a group of 2, another chain 2, and that's your repeat until you've got 6 sets of 2 trebles.
Righty-ho.
So I'll just go around and do that so you can see you immediately get the hexagon shape.
Mm-hmm.
Just do that. So I've got 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th set. Chain 2, 2 trebles, and I'm always working around the chain and the tail.
Yeah, she's not on, we've not fast forwarded her. This is the speed she's actually crocheting.
And then last chain 2. Let me just check I've got 6 though.
Yeah.
So then just have a little look, because sometimes you get an extra corner in there which you don't want. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 2. And then I'm going to put a slip stitch in the 3rd of that initial 3 chain that I made.
Right.
So I'm just going to literally push the hook through that top chain there and pull the yarn through that.
And is this cotton yarn good to work with?
Really nice to work with, because cotton yarn can split a bit, but this one doesn't. It's brilliant.
Brilliant.
So then I'm going to fasten off. So I've pulled up the loop. So this is how I fasten off to about so. So it's about 13, 14 centimetres, 3 or 4 inches. And that gives me enough yarn to weave in. So just with cotton, this is sort of for later on, but when you come to sewing in your ends, really sew them in well, because it's not as fibrous as wool and you really don't want it to come undone. Right. So leave yourself an end that's long enough to sew in. So as I say, 3, 4 inches, about 15 centimetres, absolutely fine. 12, I mean, that's probably less than that if I was to measure it. But that is ample. Okay.
We'll message Amanda very quickly. I love in new knits, nearly finished your granny square jumper, which was great for me as I could complete it even as a beginner. Thank you from Amanda.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear. Thank you, Amanda. So pleased. Right. So this is a really good next step if you fancy a new challenge.
But this to me looks so far. This looks easier than granny square.
Oh, that's because it's because you're getting so knowledgeable about crochet now.
I haven't done any yet though. But when you go through,
you could do though.
Yeah, I will do. I will do.
Yeah, no, it is. It's because you're getting used to the terminology and things. I think.
Oh so no, totally.
It's on a similar level, really. Just
got another quick message from Linda for you. Help! I can't decide which colour to choose. Linda in Swansea. Of all of them, you see,
I know,
out
it's
of all
hard,
these, which
isn't
one
it?
would you go for? Because you wear this one.
I don't normally wear navy. I would normally go colourful, but
no,
I love
really
this
suits
one.
You, yeah.
When I finished it yesterday, I was like, I'm so pleased with it. But I would normally go bright and colourful, so I'd normally be the peacock.
Yeah. There's only 9 of these left, the one I've got, and there's only 9 left. I don't know how you can, I really don't know how to, I don't know what you look like, Linda. Anyway, sorry, we'll carry on, change colour.
What you might wear it with, Linda, would be my tip, because I never do that. I always just make the one I like the colours of and then think, what
I'm going to wear with it. You've chosen that one brilliantly.
Well, yeah, so I did have this dress first, and I'd been in a shop and I'd seen a similar maxi dress, but the top of it was crocheted, and that's what's inspired all these tops, because I thought, you could do that, but you could even cut the top of the dress off and sew it onto the bottom if you felt adventurous. This way you get a dress and a top.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've made my little hexagon shape. I've got my 6 sides and my 6 corners.
Right.
And now I'm going to join the new colour. So any of the corners, I tend to go away from where the tail is. So let's go here, put the hook through, put a loop on your hook and put it through, and then chain 1 to join it. And then with this, you do a chain 5 in the air.
Oh, okay.
So this chain 5 is pretending to be a treble plus a chain 2 space. So that's that length there is pretending to be 1 treble stitch plus 2 chains.
Okay.
So then I'm going to put a treble in the same corner space, like so.
Yeah.
So you've got your little corner made there.
Okay.
So what you could do at this stage, I'm just going to see if I've got a stitch marker, because what you could do, for people that are less confident, I mean, these stitch markers are just brilliant. What you could do at this stage now is put a stitch marker in the third of those 5 chains, because that's the one you're going to slip stitch in at the end.
Right, okay.
So if you struggle to find where to slip stitch when you're working a pattern like this, I highly recommend use of stitch markers. I've got these ones, but I think you do the spiral ones on the website.
Yeah, we've got all sorts on the website,
All
so go
sorts,
and have a look.
definitely. Right, and then I'm going to do 1 treble into each of the next 2 trebles. So you find the top of your treble, so you've got the post here, and if you're right-handed, the V at the top of it sits slightly to the right. So don't miss that one, because that can get tucked underneath that stitch there. So yarn over into the actual stitch underneath the 2 strands of the V.
Right.
Pull the yarn back through, gives you 3 loops, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. And then the next one as well, make a treble in there. And that's taken us across the side and ready for the next corner space.
Right.
So for the next corner space, you do a treble, chain 2 in the air, and another treble.
Because they're bigger corners, is that why?
Why you do the chain
It's
2?
3 and 2, isn't it?
Yeah, so because you're making that look like a treble, a chain 2 and a treble.
Hang on, we'll just have a look. Sorry, we'll just look at that. You're
So
making
for
it
this
like
one
what,
here, where I did the chain 5 to start with, where I've put the stitch marker in the top of it.
Oh, I've got
do you
it.
see?
Yeah,
that one's
yeah,
pretending to be a treble.
Yeah.
And the last 2 of those chains is pretending to be the corner
it,
space.
yeah, I
So that's,
understand now.
yeah. And you quite often get that in patterns where you do a longer chain because it's got 2 functions. Oh, I've put 2 into one there, don't
Sue says the navy really suits you, Sam.
Thank you,
June
Sue.
says, I bought the grey, been crocheting for 40 years and never made anything for myself. I'm so excited,
Oh,
she
that
says.
sounds brilliant. Definitely a good project for yourself.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 trebles ahead of me. So I'm going to, as before, make 1 treble into each of those. If you're right-handed, as I said, the V at the top of the post sits to the right. If you're left-handed, you'll be working the other way round. So I'm working round anti-clockwise. If you're left-handed, your stitches are all going clockwise and your V will be to the left. So just take some time when you're making your stitches sometimes just to really get to know the shape of them, because it really helps when you're trying to work out, have I worked that one or not?
But I suppose if you're left-handed, you're used to doing it, you'll know.
Yeah, you do get used to it. But one of the questions I get asked a lot when I'm teaching it is where the actual stitch is, especially after you've done a corner.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit trickier sometimes to see. So I'm just whizzing round now. So in the corners, I'm doing treble, chain 2, treble, and then working down the sides, I'm doing 1 treble into each of the stitches. If I just put that down, you can see how that shapes that.
Yeah.
So that's, you can see it's keeping the hexagon shape. It's really, like you said, it's nice and straightforward and repetitive.
Yeah.
And I'll just go round nearly at the end of this one to show you how that looks. So into that one, last side. The last corner. Oh no, one more side to go.
Oh,
I always think
no.
you're on the last one, and then there's and then down this side here. So I've started working into my stitches and also around my chain there.
Yeah, yeah.
My tail, sorry, and that helps when it comes to weaving it in. It's another way of sort of hiding your ends.
Yeah.
Right, now I've got round to the bit where I need to do the slip stitch.
Uh-huh.
So I've got the stitch marker there, marking where to go. I finished my last treble there, so I need to slip stitch exactly where the stitch marker is.
Yeah.
I've put my stitch marker under 1 strand. You can see that might be a bit loose, so I'm going to aim for 2 strands. So that one, and I'm going to look for one behind it. And that's where I'm going to put my slip stitch.
Right.
And that just completes, if I can get it through there, the round.
Okay.
Okay, so that's round 2 done, and really all the rounds are made in a similar way, or the same way in fact.
Yeah, yeah.
So as you build up your colours, it's almost like we've done a solid granny square. I think we did that for the daisy bag when I was on. It's a similar sort of concept. You work where you've got trebles, you work 1 into every stitch, and then in the corner you make your 1 treble, chain 2, 1 treble.
But when now the next one round, do you make the trebles and stitches more, or you still do that size? So when you do this next one,
Yeah.
you still do your 3 treble, no, your 3 chain in the air to pretend to be a treble.
Yeah. Oh,
Then
wrong
you
colour.
still do 2
Yes.
They don't get bigger.
They
as
don't
you
get
go.
bigger.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
the corner stays the same. I
Right.
see what you mean. No, you don't need to make the corner bigger. So you're going to join your third colour. So if you're making one of the smaller sizes, then this is going to be in your main colour now.
Right, yeah.
But for the large, it might just be the extra. For the extra large,
Yeah,
excuse
you've got
me,
another colour before you get
got
to
another
main colour.
colour. So you join.
Yeah, because you've only got 2 colours.
I've only got
yours,
2 as
haven't
well,
you?
actually. Yeah. So join in there, and then you do, like you say, your chain 5.
Yeah.
Which once again is pretending to be a chain 3. I've got 1 more there, and plus a chain 2 for the corner.
June says, would you make each hexie one at a time, or would you make all the centres, then go on and do all the next round, and then do all the next round?
Well, it's completely up to you. Is it June, did you say?
Yeah.
It's completely up to you, June. I like to make them one at a time, so I love seeing how they turn out, and I love seeing how each colour changes the way it looks every time you add it.
Because they are different. They're different colour combinations.
Exactly. There's
aren't
more.
they?
There's
Not
3
that they're all the
colourways.
same.
Exactly. There's 3 sort of combinations in there. But on the other hand, when I'm in a hurry, I start by doing all the centres, and then I do all the next round. So it's a bit more of an efficient way to do it if you do
Right.
it that way. So it's kind of personal choice and what time frame you've
Yeah,
got
of
and how
course,
quickly you
of
want
course,
it done.
yeah.
So it is. I do find it tends to be a bit quicker if I do all the centres.
Yeah.
Just work with one colour.
But then almost June and friends are only going to be making it for pleasure. They're not
Yeah,
thinking, oh, I've got to be on with John
exactly.
tomorrow, I've got to get it finished. sort of
Yeah,
thing, you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, so, but then I've got friends that make for pleasure that also do it that way.
Oh, really?
Yes, because they want to be efficient and get it done.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, so it's completely personal.
I think I'd do it like you would. I think it's because you see my nan do her
Yeah.
blankets. She'd make them all in, because then she'd move them round and do
I think
some
it's-
colour combinations she didn't like, so she wouldn't do it
Exactly,
again.
and I think it kind of reflects the fact I tend to be kind of all over the place in the way I'm thinking. Sometimes, oh, I'll put the yellow in, that looks nice.
Yeah.
It kind of matches my mind jumping all over the place.
Fine.
Easily bored. So. Okay, so now I'm going to put another treble in that corner. So if I just do a bit of this one, I can show you how it looks. And then you've now got 4 trebles ahead of you,
Right.
and you make 1 into each of the next 4. And then that takes you to the next corner where you do the same as the previous
Yeah.
round. You do your 1 treble, chain 2, 1 treble. So I'm working under the chain and I'm carrying the tail along with me for this one.
Yeah. Does that mean you've got less to weave in afterwards?
Yes, if you can do that all the way around so that you've got hardly any tail left, it's nice and securely crocheted into your work.
And you just
it's,
chop it off
You
then
just
at the
chop
end?
it off and it saves you having to sew it in.
Yeah.
But I would, if you're doing that, make sure you do crochet for quite a while over it. So
Yeah.
I've come down one side, around a corner, and going down another side just to get it really
Oh yeah, because if you only 3 or 4
crocheted in.
stitches,
It
it'll
might
work its way out.
It might
yeah.
work its way out, yeah, because this cotton, it's not kind of as fibrous as a wool,
Yeah.
so it doesn't knit together as much. But it's so, like you said, it's so lovely to work with because it's it doesn't split. It's amazing, and it's soft. It's really nice.
No, it's really soft, yeah.
But you've got the stitch definition, which is
Okay.
lovely, which you get with cotton. So you can see I'm just going around doing the same thing again.
Yeah.
1 treble into each down the sides, and then in the corner doing 1 treble, chain 2, 1 treble.
Okay. Before you go on to the next stage, I need to just do a round up.
Okay.
The which one? Stock warning for mine. There's only 7 of the meadow left. If you've got it in your basket, please check out because there's more than 7 of you want it. So I could look, you could look like that. Oh. Lovely soft blues in that one. Oh, then just slightly behind that is one that Sam's wearing, the Chalk Hill. Only 9 of those left, but again, lots of people got it in their baskets. And there's Sam wearing it there. Then, which one am I doing next? Tortoiseshell next, which is the one here behind me. Half the stock has gone, or well over half the stock's gone. Remember that just because it's a small one on the stand, you can make this size. They all make the extra large size. So don't be thinking, oh, that's only for small. Oh, that's a medium actually, that one. You can either do the jumper, or you can you can go right up to this size. There's enough cotton in there to make that this size. Okay, there's the small one. And then last but not least, the peacock. The one that Sam's working with at the moment. There you go. The pastel colours are lovely, aren't they? Okay, let's move on.
Okay, so I've just finished that third round just to show you what it will look like. So that's the 3 rounds of the colours that you'll be doing if you do the extra large.
Yeah. And then the next round would be your base colour.
Next round is the main colour, yeah. So worked in exactly the same way. And as I say, it'll depend what size you're making as to how many rounds in total you do.
Yeah, of course.
So that's the hexagon.
Right.
So shall I just quickly talk about the other shapes?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So there's lots of different shapes in this, as I said. You've got, if I just put some of these out here. So you've got a 3/4 hexagon.
Right.
So as you can see, that goes almost all the way around, which shapes over the shoulders. So you'll see when you look at the layout where you need to put the different shapes.
I presume in the pattern it'll tell you how many of each one to make.
In the pattern it tells you how many of each one to make, and it differs according to whether you're making the cardigan or the jumper.
Of course, yeah.
So, and then you've got the half hexagon, which is this one here.
Which goes at the hem.
It does, and somewhere I had a triangle. Here we go. And then you've got little triangles that fill in the gaps, especially if you're making the cardigan.
Right.
They fill in the gaps up at the front where your buttons
are.
are.
Yeah, the centre front there.
Yeah.
They're my buttons, which are not now realigned. Okay, and are they easy then to do?
They're really straightforward. So if I just demonstrate, I think if I start with the half hexagon.
Yeah.
I see how we get on for time, but the other 2 are made in the same way.
Right.
All that you alter is the number of repeats that you do when you do the centre part of it to get the number of corners on it. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, is that attached to something? No, that's fine. Okay, so again, you're starting with the chain 4 and then slip stitch to the first.
So you're making the teeny. Now, so you're still making the teeny circle for the middle then.
Still making the teeny circle for the middle.
Even though it's only 3/4.
Yes, exactly. Actually, I'll do the half to demonstrate.
Oh, sorry,
if that's
half,
okay.
sorry,
Yeah, but the same. You do exactly the same for
Yeah.
the triangle and the 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then you chain 3 in the air. First treble pretending to be, and then you make a treble in there. So because this is a half, you then do a chain 2 for your corner, another 2 trebles, a chain 2, and another 2 trebles, but you stop there because you only want a half a hexagon rather than a full one.
Right.
So you've got this shape to start with, so I'll put it around like that.
Yeah.
Then you fasten it off. Because you're not working in a circle with these, because they're not complete rounds, you're going to always start again with joining it. And just to keep it really neat, because with the hexagon, where you do work in a circle, you work round and round, all the stitches are facing the same direction. You've got a front and a back.
Yeah.
So I've done the same principle with the half and the triangle and the 3/4 hexagon. So look at it from the front, and if you're not sure how to tell, it's where
It's like a monkey.
where the V's are facing up towards you.
Yeah.
And you're going to go back over to the other side, the side you start from. So if you're right-handed from this side, left-handed from the left side. Find the third of that 3 chain you made, push your hook through there and join your colour in there.
Why did you go through the third one?
So that's that first pretend treble I made that was 3.
So it's the top of the pretend treble.
So the top of the pretend treble, yeah.
Okay.
So the third one up of that.
Yeah, because my brain would make me go back to the beginning.
Yes.
But you're going to the top.
Going to the top
of the pretend treble.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah, let me just see if I can get it under 2. There we go. Pull through your new colour. So you've got a loop of your new colour. Chain 1 to secure it. And I don't ever count that as part of my count when I come to do my chains.
Right.
And then you do a chain 3 in the air, another pretend treble.
Yeah, but then you go to the first. Oh, that's me telling you what to do. Shut up, John.
No,
go to the first one then.
So you're actually going to make 1 treble in the same space.
Yeah.
You have a little increase to keep the sides straight and the right number of stitches. So then you make a treble in the same place as that chain 3.
Yeah.
Then you go in the first stitch,
Right, okay, so I
and you
didn't know
make
you
a
were going to do
treble in there.
that one
Yeah,
to keep it straight, yeah.
yeah. So your next stitch along is here. Go underneath both strands of the V, and make a treble in there. That takes us to the first corner.
Yeah.
So in the corner, 1 treble. I'm looking to see if you can say it.
You
Go
one
on,
treble
John.
and 2 in the air.
Yes! 1 treble, 2 in the air, and then another treble in the same space. Yeah. Okay, and then 2 trebles in a row.
Yeah.
Next corner, 1 treble, 2 in the air. 1 treble. And then you've got 1 treble into each of the next 2.
Yeah.
But then in that final one, you put another treble, so that keeps the edge of it straight.
Right.
And also keeps the same number of stitches down each side because you've got your 4.
Okay.
Okay, so then you fasten that one off. And again, you're going back to the beginning. So you're doing the same thing again for every round. So back to the beginning with the next colour. And you're going to put, so you've got 1, 2, 3 chain in the air, join in the 3rd, and do the same thing again. So you do a chain 3 in the air, 1 treble in that same stitch, and then 1 treble into each of the next 3. So 1. So the main difference with this one is, and with the triangle and the 3/4 hexagons, you're always joining again on the front. So it keeps all your stitches in the same direction.
Yeah, because it would look odd if you did all your main hexes all facing one way, and then you suddenly started turning it round.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, that's exactly why I've done it. So it wouldn't, you know, if you do accidentally do one where you forget and you start the other side, it doesn't matter really, but it's just... So I just want to show you when you get to the end of this one how it looks. So the 3/4 hexagon and the triangle, it's the same principle, it just shapes slightly differently, but all the same principle.
It must come together quite quickly.
It does. It is a I mean, obviously I'm quick, but I made the I made the chalk hill one in a few days. Okay. So,
but when you say a few days, were you sitting at your desk 8 hours a day doing it?
No, not like a few hours every evening. So, and my friends that made the samples also found they came together quite quickly.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's definitely quicker than the jumper or the cardigan because there's less shapes.
Yeah.
So that sort of gives you the idea of how that half hexagon comes together.
Okay.
And as I said, the triangle and a 3/4 hexagon are similar in the way you build them up.
Now, do you block at any point or do you wait until the end?
So I would block them. So ideally, weave your ends in as you go along and then block a pile of them. And I would use those blocking boards you had out earlier, which I've got one here. Yeah. But obviously you want to shape them into hexagons and so play about with the size of it according to what size you're making. But the boards you were showing as well, they're also useful for this kind of make because when you finished it, it's also useful to block the final
the whole
shape.
Thing, yes, to get the whole
so actually, ideally, have both.
Yeah.
So you've got your shapes, and then when you've woven your ends in and blocked it, now blocking is optional, but it does really, really help with the shape of it. And you can see what I really like about these hexagons is the way the gaps make a pattern.
Yes.
I really like that. And if you block it, that really helps to accentuate that.
Also, you're not going to get, if you don't block it, you're not going to get a true size because won't they be...
You might get some that are bigger and smaller than others.
And so the actual size of the finished garment might be compromised.
Exactly. So it is good to... For example... This hexagon, I made it last night, and it's actually quite a lot bigger than the ones I've put in your chest.
Oh, okay.
When I measured it, I was obviously feeling very laid back at that point because I've made this one a bit bigger. So blocking would help to adjust for that, or actually I probably would have started this one again if I was putting it in a cardigan. Right. So sometimes, even though you've got consistent tension, which I normally have, you might find that sometimes you come out with one that's smaller for some reason. Maybe you're... But
if you're tense, if you've had a bad day with the kids...
Exactly. Yeah. Or if you're in a hurry or you're, had a glass of wine or something, you might find they come out bigger. I don't know. Okay.
Right.
So once you've got them blocked and the ends sewn in, you then look at your layout that I showed you at the beginning in your pattern, and you lay them out like a great big jigsaw.
Right.
So I would suggest doing that before you sew any of it together, because it gives you an idea of where you're going with it. So just to remind you, in the pattern you've got it in a kind of a chart form. So you've got cardigan, you've got jumper, you've got the 3 different colours for the 3 colours of you've got 3 different colourways of your hexagons. You've got your triangles and all sorts in there.
So are yours random then, or because no, I'm just thinking if you want to, you could create a stripe. If you particularly like one of them, mate, and you're doing the jumper, you put 3 the same down the middle.
Definitely.
And then look even more butterfly then, wouldn't it? And
Yeah, you can do them in any order you like. I've put them in a sequence as a pattern. So you've got like the ones with the brown edging here, and then you've got white dotted around. So there is a sequence to it.
I didn't mean random, but if you wanted...
You could, you can definitely. Don't feel like you have to do it the way I've laid it out. Absolutely. Put them in the shape, but you can play about with the colourways, definitely. So so once you've done that, you can see on this picture I hadn't woven all my ends in, but it is better to weave all your ends in first. Lay them all out. You could even, if you've got to put them away again, you could take a photograph before you put them away again, because as I say, it's really valuable.
What have you put yours out on?
That's my rug.
Oh, it's a rug. Okay, it's nice.
I don't have a... Yeah, that's laid out on my living room rug.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you start joining them together. So just to briefly talk about joining them together.
How long have we got, Paul? Oh, we're all right. We've got 10 minutes till the end of the show.
Brilliant.
You're right, you're right.
Okay, so you join them together like a jigsaw, as I said.
Yeah.
So, you'll fit all your different shapes in. This one's not big enough because it's a smaller size.
Yeah, I'm just looking where that... Is that part of the jumper, or are you just making that up?
I'm just making it up.
Oh, okay, but I'm thinking, I've got one of those.
You've got, the half... I don't know if you can see, the half hexagons are at the base of the jumper mainly. Yeah. So, yeah.
If you're in time, Paul, the back's about to break. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
you can see how you've got that kind of jigsaw of putting them together.
Yeah.
So let's put. What I'm going to do to demonstrate is join as if this is the main hexagon. So you've got the 2 finished sides here with the corners either side.
Right.
So, sometimes you do that with a half hexagon or with a 3/4 or whatever as well. But what you want to do is start by joining the corners. So you put them right sides facing up. So right sides is where you've got these V's facing up towards you.
Right.
And then close them in. Sorry, I've confused you then.
No. So you put right sides
facing
together.
in. Yeah, right sides together. Yeah. Start by having them up and then fold it in half.
Yeah.
So actually right sides are facing it in. Wrong sides out. Join it in the corner. So working through the corner of both hexagons, so through the chain 2 space, just into the hole. And I'm just going to get my main colour. I would join with the main colour, otherwise it will show a bit. So just join it by making 1 chain.
I'm going to ask... No, you keep going. You keep going. I'm going to ask a question in a minute, yeah.
Okay, and then you make a double crochet in the same place.
Yeah.
So when you have your chain 2 corners, you make a double crochet in there. So put your hook through, pull the yarn back through, gives you 2 loops, yarn over and through the 2.
Right.
And then, so that's your double crochet in the corner. You're now going to work along making double crochet through consecutive stitches. So the first stitch, because we're looking at it from behind, the hole for the stitch is here, which takes me underneath the 2 strands of the V. And then the consecutive stitch behind, although the right sides are sandwiched together, you're now actually looking at it from the inside. So the right side, so the V is facing the other direction. So you've gone underneath 2 stitches there, you've gone under 4 strands altogether. Pull the yarn back through, gives you 2 loops on your hook, yarn over through the 2.
Yeah.
And then you just move all the way along the hexagon, making sure you work under the consecutive stitches.
Yeah. Right, I've got 2 questions.
Okay.
One is, because I quite like the fact that on the inside, you get like a ridge, like a chainmail between the hexes when you're doing it the way you're doing it now.
Yeah.
Could you do them wrong sides together? So on the right side, the finished garment, you will have an actual ridge round
Definitely.
each hex.
Yes, you can do that. Yeah, just hold them wrong sides facing instead, and then
But then you wouldn't put them together with a different colour because it's not actually the stitch that you're going to see. You're only going to be seeing the ridge of...
Well, yes, I mean, you could do a different colour. It would outline every hexagon.
Yeah.
So you could do that in a different colour. It would give a nice outline. So as you say, you can see it.
Because it's flat on that side, you see. And then on that side, there's an actual ridge. I quite like that ridge going round there. But then if you did it in like the yellow... Would I see a whole yellow ridge or do I see just dots of the yellow?
No, you'd see a whole yellow ridge. In fact, what I'll do is I'll come to the end of this one and I'll show you it in another colour.
Okay. Sorry, if you've got something else to show.
I haven't. No, that's absolutely fine. Because I mean, it is a technique that's used and it's often used with blankets in crochet, and it does make a nice effect.
Because I just think with crochet, it's very much, this is a handmade gift for you.
Yes.
And I quite like to see...
the stitches and
sorts
things.
of stitches
You want it to look handmade.
Without them falling apart.
Yeah, you want
like
it to
that,
look unique and handmade. So that's what it looks like if you do it on the inside.
Yeah.
So you've got the, like an invisible joint, basically.
Yeah.
And again, you can start to see what I'm talking about with the effect of those holes.
Oh,
it makes
yeah,
it
it makes a
really, I
secondary
really
pattern.
like it. Yeah, it's lovely. So then you've got this ridge, as you were saying.
Yeah, which I like.
On the inside. So if you did it, let me just think. So the other way round, so the wrong sides were facing.
In a different colour.
No, I'm just, in fact, what I'll do is I'll just take...
Yvonne thinks the navy really suits you, Sam.
Oh, thank you, Yvonne. It's funny, isn't it, when you try a different colour to what you normally...
Yeah, I think it really suits you as well, yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'll see if I can get this undone. So this is what I always say about that slip stitch to finish. You can undo it, but you have to work quite hard at it.
Right.
Because I want to be able to open it up to show you. If not, I'll do it on a different one. I might be coming, in fact, I'm coming from the wrong end. It doesn't help at all. It's better. Right. There we go. To undo that. Okay. So if you put it wrong sides, what are we talking about here? No, hang on. Yes, wrong sides facing, right sides out. Easily confused. Okay, and then join, and let's use a complementary colour.
Yeah, but you join it exactly the same way.
Yeah,
but,
but you're using a contrasting colour is what I mean.
Yeah.
I love this lime, it's so zingy. Okay. So you're doing exactly the same thing, but this is going to sit on the outside of the cardigan.
Okay, 4 minutes to show left.
Okay.
Well, this is the last thing we're showing, isn't it?
Yes,
oh, that's perfect.
done
That's
now.
enough time to...
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently we've been kicked out of the studio the minute we come off air. So.
Oh, really? Okay, so I'm nearly at the stage where I can show you what this will look like when it's opened up. Okay. So you do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You're doing a double crochet into every stitch, working through your consecutive stitches and in the corner space. Okay, and then when you open it up, you can see.
Oh, nice. I like that. Look. There you go, perfect. And I think I would do each one like, so you've got pink, the green and the yellow. I just randomly do them, pink, green and yellow, grey, pink, green and yellow, grey.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much.
Okay.
When are you back in?
Next week.
What day
Wednesday.
Next week? Am I in next Wednesday? Yeah, I'm in next Wednesday. I'll see you. What are we making?
Cardigan. We're bringing back the cardigan.
Oh, right. Okay. So what colour shirt? Text me and tell me what colour shirt to
And
wear.
also the daisy bags are coming back next week.
No, I've never done the daisy bags.
Oh, okay.
That'll be a first time thing.
Oh, right. There you go.
Right. Okay. Let's do this very quickly then. First one first. Which one? Peacock first. There it is. That's Peacock, the one over there behind Sam. The one that we've been working with. Half the stock of those has gone. Remember, it did the bundle. There's enough yarn to make the extra large size. Just because the sample's in a smaller size, you can make. I'm just showing you the bag there, but you've got all the yarn in there to make. The only thing you haven't got is the crochet hook, and you need a size 4. The size is 6 to 24, and plus you can play with that. Okay. Then next colour. Tortoiseshell, which is the one behind me here. Again, you can do it any size you want up to the extra large, and you will have some yarn left, or cotton left over. Nice, isn't that? That's the bag. You'll get yours in this and everything with a little label on and everything. Then, a meadow now. 3 of these left, that's it. 3 of these left. Oh no, Rebecca Reed wants this colourway as well. She better be quick then. She's not allowed to buy during the show, you see, so she'll be on the phone as soon as we finish now. And finally, Chalk Hill, the one Sam's wearing. How many left? 6 of those left. You do get the buttons in there, and you do get the choice of whether you want to make a cardigan or the jumper. They're all in the instructions. And you need a size 4 crochet hook. Right, I have to say goodbye. When is Yarn Lane on next? Friday. That's not me. With who? Claire Booker. I don't know who that is, I don't think. Hello, Crochet Kits. That's on Friday. With Vix, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock on Sewing Street. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. We'll see you soon.